Android version history. This video compresses information gathered from Wikipedia in video format. Studies prove that reading while listening improves comprehension, increases speed as well as expands vocabulary and enhances fluency. Video sections. Abstract. Overview. Version history by API level. Hardware requirements. External links. Give your feedback on the comments section. Support the channel by subscribing and liking the video. Thanks. Abstract. The version history of the Android mobile operating system began with the public release of the Android beta on November 5, 2007. The first commercial version, Android 1.0, was released on September 23, 2008. Android is continually developed by Google and the Open Handset Alliance, OHA, and it has seen several updates to its base operating system since the initial release. Overview. The development of Android started in 2003 by Android Inc., which was purchased by Google in 2005. There were at least 2 internal releases of the software inside Google and the OHA before the beta version was released. The beta was released on November 5, 2007, while the software development kit, SDK, was released on November 12, 2007. Several public beta versions of the SDK were released. These releases were done through software emulation as physical devices did not exist to test their operating system this year. The first public release of Android 1.0 occurred with the release of the T-Mobile G1, aka HTC Dream, in October 2008. Android 1.0 and 1.1 were not released under specific code names. The codenames Astro Boy and Bender were tagged internally on some of the early pre-1.0 milestone builds and were never used as the actual codenames of the 1.0 and 1.1 releases of the OS. The project manager, Ryan Gibson, conceived using a confectionery-themed naming scheme for public releases, starting with Android 1.5 Cupcake. Google announced in August 2019 they were ending the confectionery naming scheme to use numerical ordering for future versions. The first release under the numerical order format was Android 10, which was released the following month. In 2017, Google announced that Google Play would begin to require apps to target a recent Android version. Initially, the minimum requirement was Android 8, released in the second half of 2017. For which support would be required for new apps by August 2018, and for updates to existing apps by November 2018. This pattern has continued in subsequent years. Version history by API level. The following tables show the release dates and key features of all Android operating system updates to date, listed chronologically by their official application programming interface. API levels. Lollipop features a redesigned user interface built around a responsive design language referred to as material design. Other changes include improvements to the notifications, which can be accessed from the lock screen and displayed within applications as top of the screen banners. Furthermore, Google made internal changes to the platform, with the Android runtime, ART, officially replacing Dalvik for improved application performance, and with changes intended to improve and optimize battery usage, known internally as Project Volta. Android 11 beta was postponed from being launched on June 3, 2020 to June 10, 2020. Hardware requirements. The main hardware platform for Android is the ARM architecture, ARMv7 and ARMv8A architectures, formerly also ARMv5. With x86 and MIPS architectures also officially supported in later versions of Android. But MIPS support has since been deprecated and support was removed in NDKR17. Unofficial Android x86 project used to provide support for the x86 and MIPS architectures ahead of the official support. In 2012, Android devices with Intel processors began to appear, including phones and tablets. While gaining support for 64-bit platforms, Android was first made to run on 64-bit x86 and then on ARM64. Since Android 5.0 Lollipop, 64-bit variants of all platforms are supported in addition to the 32-bit variants. Requirements for the minimum amount of RAM for devices running Android 7.1 depend on screen size and density and type of CPU, ranging from 816 MB 1.8 GB for 64-bit and 512 MB 1.3 GB for 32-bit, meaning in practice 1 GB for the most common type of display. The recommendation for Android 4.4 is to have at least 512 MB of RAM, while for low RAM devices 340 MB is the required minimum amount that does not include memory dedicated to various hardware components such as the baseband processor. Android 4.4 requires a 32-bit ARM v7 MIPS or x86 architecture processor, latter two through unofficial ports, together with an OpenGLS 2.0 compatible graphics processing unit GPU. Android supports OpenGLS 1.1, 2.0, 3.0, 3.2 and since Android 7.0 Vulkan, and version 1.1 available for some devices. Some applications may explicitly require a certain version of the OpenGLS, and suitable GPU hardware is required to run such applications. Android used to require an autofocus camera, which was relaxed to a fixed focus camera.